as all of you are expanding that heart network and you're connecting to the heart chakras of all living things, you are awakening that hexagram power that we mentioned. That's not just the symbol for the human heart chakra. This is the symbol for the heart chakra in general. When a physical or quasi-physical heart is brought into form, one of the major corresponding geometries produced through the production of that physical, quasi-physical organ is the hexagram, the six-pointed star. So as you awaken the hearts of others, you are awakening that hexagrammal power. And as we said, when they have anchored love into their lives, even if it is not perfect, maybe it's conditional, but is growing towards unconditionality. As long as they're doing this, they will begin to express that love that you've helped them to awaken into those three layers of experience: positive relationships, neutral relationships, negative relationships. As they start to do that, which they will do if you are doing this exercise. This is not a theory. This is the consequence of the exercise. As you do this, those in your community will begin to have their hearts awakened, and they will naturally start to demonstrate higher love to themselves, but also to those that they deem to be positive, those that they deem to be neutral, those that they deem to be negative. And when that happens, it's not just that the heart center opens, it becomes like a triangle. So it's a sphere with the triangle in the center. This attracts the higher sphere and the higher triangle. So think of your sphere in the heart center with the triangle facing up. There's a sphere above connected to a higher consciousness with a triangle facing down. As they stabilize those three expressions of love, and as that fourth expression of love activates the love of the infinite inner being, they will begin to magnetize that higher consciousness. Those that do this willingly, they're choosing to be more loving, they're working on themselves. This will be a very, very beautiful process. It will be as if more of themselves has been revealed. It's as if they've received an influx of hidden consciousness that they were completely unaware of. And with that influx of energy comes a higher wisdom and the synchronicities needed to wield that energy auspiciously in a good way, healthy way. So that is what will come for them. Those that are around them whom are not taking the same approach, they will go through a type of transformation of some sort. It will be different for each person, but those that do not align with these frequencies, they will go through whatever processes they need to go through. That ultimately brings them to where they need to be. I'm being very cryptic here because that transformation will look very different for very different people. For some people, they might move away to another location. For other people, you may never hear from them again. Whatever happened to that guy? Some people, they may actually pass away on your version of Earth. They're no longer a part of the expression. Now, this does not mean that those that pass away are bad people and they're not aligned with love. People sometimes leave because that's the best time. That's the best portal. So don't mistake someone dying as they weren't vibrating at the right frequency. Doesn't mean they were negative at all. So do keep this in mind, but that can be what happens when people do not align with those energies. In their reality, they still may be continuing on their own version of Earth. But that version of Earth will be a version where the collective has not chosen such loving energies. So for those that do, even if it is subtle for them, they invite that higher sphere, that higher being, symbolized as the upside down triangle in the sphere. It descends in and it completes that heart chakra.